Hey everyone, Carson here today to give you some tips and tricks for utilizing Outlook and managing your email inboxes. So here is my Office inbox. This is the reading pane. This is your essentially the view of the folder, and these are your folder bars. Pay attention to kind of how these are set up. There's a lot of different ways you can organize your inbox, your entire multiple folders, and as well as like how you sort things. So within your inbox right up here, you have these are just filters that you can use. So right now I'm showing all. This would just show my unread, which there's none, and then you can sort them. There's a bunch of different ways to filter. You can do it by date. These are all your options for filter. Generally, you want newest on top, arranged by date, but it's going to vary. It's going to depend on the inbox and what you want to do. So this is just inbox, which is just my generic inbox. I also have these folders I created: action items, read items, archive, and service desk. And there's different times I use these, and we're going to talk about what I do, and then hopefully you can take some of those features and utilize them for yourselves. If you want some assistance in how to set up your email or how to set up inboxes, if there's things you want to do, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm just kind of going to go over some real quick different options that you have. So up here, here's your respond pane. You probably use this a lot. It's also over here. It's just if you want to reply or reply all or forward. You can also use these up here to clean up your whole inbox, as well as delete and archive things. I find myself using these a lot. These are some quick steps, and you can create whatever you want to be a quick step up here. You'll notice these are probably a lot different than what your inbox has, as I've customized mine. Essentially, the way I have this set up is that I have action items, items I want to read more, and then my archive. And when an item first comes in my inbox, I use one of these quick steps to decide where it goes. So I have this action urgent quick step, which what this will do is this will take an email, it'll send it to my action items, and it'll give it a category. I have 4 categories set up, and these are all customizable. You can set them even as quick clicks, but I have these 4 that I use. Action urgently gets red, action gets orange, action waiting for input gets yellow, and then scheduled gets purple. And so whenever I open an email, so this, we had a 2 o'clock call, this was a few weeks ago, but if I wanted to make this urgent, I would click here. But so this is talking about a 2 o'clock call, so we'll say this is a schedule one. And this is a cool thing. You can do this 2 ways. You can do this just if you create an action step, which you would use managing quick steps here. You have action steps. It's going to show you what each one does. So this action urgent moves it to action items, categorizes it as that category number 1, marks it unread, and flags it for follow-up today. The schedule item clears all flags, clears all categories, then categorizes the messages for scheduled, marks it as unread, and moves it to action items, and creates an appointment with the text of the message. This is the one I want to show you, because a lot of people don't know you can do this. You can also do this by just taking the message and dragging it down here to your calendar, and that'll functionally also help allow you to schedule an appointment for that message. But here, if I click schedule, it's going to automatically do that. And so now I just need to say, okay, well, this was supposed to be at 2, so I'm going to schedule it for 2 o'clock. Now today at 2 o'clock, I'm going to get a reminder about this email. So this can be a great way of like, hey, I know I need to do this. It's going to take about a half hour. Let me book some time on my schedule to go do this. And you can change whether you'll show up as busy. You can change your reminders. You can even make it recurring, or if you need to invite people to it, you can just go ahead and click right up here and add people, and they will be invited to your meeting, which will basically just be the context of that email. You also have the ability up here to create rules. So I can create a rule here. Since I was on this message from Sean, it's prompting me already to have rules related to that message. So here I could do anything from Sean would get moved to a folder, and then even within here I can create a new folder and title that Sean. And so once I do this, then everything from that any new email I get from Sean would go into the folder titled Sean. Now you can set this up all sorts of different ways. I could have it so that anything with a subject, maybe I want that subject to be one of my projects, so say RR 105, and now anything that contains RR 105 in the subject matter will get sent to the folder titled Sean. And so as soon as I click OK, it's going to make this rule, and then it'll give you the option to run the rule on messages already in the current folder. So this is something you can use to organize a very messy inbox. If you know you want everything for each project to be divvied up, you can go ahead and run a rule so that, like, this rule would take everything that says RR105 in the subject line and move it into this folder. You can do this for a lot of different things. The one thing you want to be aware of with rules is that when you have a rule set up, it's going to move those messages before you ever see them. So you'll need to remember to go into those different folders to view those items, because they won't just come into your inbox. Much in the same way that we see with our group messages. Now, these groups are all the groups that I'm in within MS Teams. And anytime in each MS Teams group has its own email address. So anytime something is sent to that email address, it'll go into one of your group folders. So here, this email from Mark was sent to DPW/Sewage and Water Board Project Management Group, and as a result, it's down here in my group section, and I didn't see it come in my inbox. So if you see a bunch of these little numbers, which mean you have unread emails, next to the groups down here, just know that that means you have unread emails down here, and be sure to occasionally check those. So that's scheduling emails, or scheduling appointments and things. You can also do that up here if you want to create a meeting, an appointment, or an email. Right here, you go to create meeting. And this is going to show you all your available times and show, well, this right here would be for available rooms. We don't have that set up right now. But what's cool about this is if I want to set a meeting with John, I can look, and it's going to give me suggested times, and if they have their email set to share, it'll also show me when John is busy. So it would show me down here, like, I have a conflict at 1 because I have a meeting then, which I just got a notification reminder for because I scheduled this at 1 o'clock. And it's giving me a reminder 15 minutes beforehand. The snooze will give me another reminder 5 minutes before the meeting to go ahead and log into the meeting. And here's the WebEx reminder again. So I'm going to hit snooze on that one. So this is back to where you can schedule meetings, and you can actually see other people's calendars so you know when they're available. It's really a great tool right now when we don't have the time to go over to their office and see when they're available. I think that's it for Office right now. If you guys want any help organizing your inbox, again, you can use these to set. If you see my action items, I have different colors and flags that I use to denote the importance of emails. These are all the things I have scheduled to handle, so I'm kind of not worried about those, but they're still in my things to be done. And then my red items is just emails I want to spend a little more time reading and before I respond. So there's a lot of different ways you can customize it. I encourage everybody to take the time and organize your Outlook in a way that makes sense for you. It is a huge, you have to front load the time to organize it, to make it make sense for you and to figure out a way that works best. But once you have it set up, it's a lot easier to manage your day-to-day in and out of what's going on, especially for those of you that are receiving hundreds of emails a day. If you're being CC'd a lot on emails, it's very useful to put anything that you're CC'd on goes into its own folder, because you know you don't have to do action, it's more just awareness. But really, it's going to be a very unique situation for each person and how they want to manage it. So take some time, look at your inbox and what you can do with it. And if you need any assistance, or if there's something you want to do that you don't know if it's possible, just reach out. We can work together on figuring that out. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.